Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. And if you are brand new, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about Jeremy Clarkson. Obviously here in the UK, Jeremy Clarkson he's loved and he's also loathed, you know, because again, some of the things that this guy says, it's a bit like how Piers Morgan is. To be honest with you and myself, I absolutely think Clarkson is funny as hell, and I do love Top Gear, I should say, the Grand Tour, and I also do like Clarkson's farm. However, when this guy puts his own views out there, sometimes they are going to cause a few ruffles and everything else amongst a lot of people. Now, obviously, he has put something out in the last couple of days, which is regarding Meghan Markle. Now, with what he said, I do just want to say, first of all, to people, it's in the Sun. Say no more. You know, the Sun is a trash paper. It's a trash company, you know. All of the stuff that this paper does, you know, literally, it hacks people. We can, you know, literally go through an entire list and it's just going to be too long. Plus, I've already done it on a stream about a year or two ago. But the way this paper operates, it's nothing but a more glorified version of the National Enquirer, where some of the things they say, well, actually nearly the majority of things, is absolutely, it's just made up. It's some of the most far-fetched stuff ever. You know, let's say here in the UK, you got Liverpool, one of the major cities, one of the major culture cities of the entire world, to be a matter of fact. They've banned the Sun from being able to be sold in that city, which is great. And there's so many other places, towns, cities, that do not have the Sun being sold. And obviously, when people do write their opinion pieces or whatever, they normally just go out there and the people don't even read them. And if they do, it's like, oh, well, let's get on with it. But with this one as well, which going through it, I kind of realized as well, is that the Sun took down the article from the website at Clarkson's request. They were going to keep it up because the Sun does not care. Now, as you can see by here, his column on Meghan Markle breaks Watchdog's complaints record. Ipso receives an excess of 17,500 objections to the article, more than the regulator received in the whole of 2021. Jeremy Clarkson's newspaper column, in which he said he hated the Duchess of Sussex, has become the Independent Press Standards Organisation's most complained about article. Ipso said the piece, which was removed from the Sun's website on Monday at Clarkson's request, had received more than 17,500 complaints as of 9 AM this morning. We will follow our usual process to examine the complaints we have received. This will take longer than usual because of the volume of complaints, the spokesperson for Ipso told the PA Media news agency. The number surpassed the total number of complaints the media regulator received in 2021, which was 14,355. Now, as you can see by here, more than 60 cross-party MPs, so the major party people, politics, they have written to the Sun's editor, Victoria Newton, to demand an apology and action taken against Clarkson for the column, where he said Meghan should be paraded through the streets. Basically, Game of Thrones. In their letter, they said Meghan had received credible this to her life and that columns such as Clarkson's contributed to an unacceptable climate of this. The letter, coordinated by the Conservative chair of the Women and Equality Select Committee, Caroline Noakes, was signed by Tory, Labour, Lib Dem, Green and the SNP MPs, including the Conservative chair of the Treasury Select Committee, Harriet Baldwin, Labour's own Harriet Harman, and Caroline Lucas of the Green Party. In an article published on Friday in the wake of Prince Harry and Meghan's Netflix documentary, Clarkson wrote that he loathed Meghan on a cellular level and compared with this person, Rose West, which that there just, when I saw her, I just laughed and I was like, oh my God, what the hell are you doing? You know, what the hell are you saying? Because it's just such BS. He said he was dreaming of the day when she is made to parade through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of poo-poo at her. The Sun has since withdrawn the column at the request of Clarkson, but a statement from him promising to be more careful in future has been criticised for not including an apology. Yeah, Clarkson doesn't do those sort of things. People should realise this now, of what Clarkson does, and how Clarkson reacts to a lot of stuff about him and everyone else. The guy just does not care. In their letter, Noakes and the other MPs tell Newton they condemn in the strongest possible terms this misogynistic language. This sort of language has no place in our country, and it is unacceptable it was allowed to be published in a mainstream newspaper. That one there is literally like, as I was saying at the very start of this video. This guy has said it, and the Sun just ran with it. Because that's what the Sun does. The Sun, whoever read his stuff or edited his stuff, they saw it, they probably went, oh yeah, this'll get people rattled up. And it did. And it made people condemn, and do all this. But it drew people to the website. It drummed the business for him. They added, we cannot allow this type of behaviour to go unchecked any longer. We welcome the Sun's retraction of the article, and we now demand action is taken against Mr. Clarkson and an unreserved apology to Miss Markle immediately. Going on about the people who signed it. After widespread outcry over the weekend, Clarkson issued the statement on Monday saying, oh dear, I've rather put my foot in it. In a column I wrote about Meghan, I made a clumsy reference to a scene in Game of Thrones, and this has gone down badly with great many people. I'm horrified to have caused so much hurt, and I shall be more careful in the future. Literally, But Noakes said it was not an apology, which is not, and tweeting the letter said, I welcome Jeremy Clarkson's acknowledgement that he has caused hurt, but an editorial process allowed his column to be printed unchallenged. That is the main part there. Critics of the piece included Clarkson's daughter, Emily, who said, I want to make it very clear that I stand against everything my dad wrote about Meghan. It's unclear which of Ipso's rules could have been broken because of its broader guidelines for comment pieces. The chair of the regulator, Edward Fox, cancelled plans to attend a private dinner with Rupert Murdoch on Monday night. So that one by there, that just goes to show Ipso and everything else, literally, that they are dining and having drinks with Rupert Murdoch. So with this, nothing's going to come of it. There's nothing's going to happen with this because everything that they've gone through, everything that they've just said there, you got these people acting all high and mighty and everything else. But the way I like to look at this at this moment in time, with the way the UK is, the only reason that these Tory people are getting involved is because of that it's something to do with the royal family. That is it. 1000%. That is it. Because where were all these people when the Sun, again, Dan Wootton, when he caught Caroline Flack to self-delete? Where were they then? They didn't care. They did not even care. So this is why I look at this, and I really do think with what these government people have put out, this letter, that is literally just to be like, we need to show people that we do care. Well, you were all in power when Caroline Flack. You were all there with Cheryl Cole as well, when literally they just went after everyone. Dan Wootton put a target on nearly every single woman's back, and he said some absolute dreadful things. Where were you all then? You weren't around. You didn't even bat an eyelid at anything. With the Caroline Flack inquiry and everything else, you were all just like, oh yeah, whatever. You didn't care. That man made Caroline Flack self-delete. He was one of the biggest people who did it. That's what really pisses me off about a lot of the stuff in this country. We go on about America and everything else, but we have the same kind of rubbish here from our government. And we have certain people, with the media and everything else. It's just sad. It's sad to see. And again, like I said, they've only come out because it is the royal family and it's to do with Meghan Markle. And again, I don't really care what they do, It's like, if Meghan wants to go to America, okay, great. But come on. If you say you want peace and quiet and you can't stand the invasion of privacy, why start doing all these interviews and making Netflix documentaries? Plus, Harry hasn't said anything about his mum, how she's portrayed from Netflix in The Crown, which is not exactly flattering. But that's, again, another video for another time. But with The Sun, I don't expect anything to come of this because The Sun is the scum. That is literally what it's called. You know, it's the scum. And the government, like I said, they're only in it to be, look, we're doing something about something, but they just do not care. If you enjoyed the channel, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe. We got a lot of stuff coming up, coming up in the future. It is Christmas week. There may be a video every day. There may not be. It all depends what catches my eye and if I got anything else to do. Excuse me. Don't know why I thought I was going to start crying then. But guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you soon.